Hey everybody, in this video, what I thought we would do is take a minute and talk about show links. Now, this is a question that I get a lot from people in the community. They'll ask me things like, hey, what would you recommend is a good show link for A class or open class? So I wanted to share those with you today. And these are just my recommendations. There's certainly not a requirement that it fit within this time frame. But if you're looking for some good guidelines, these are the ones that I would go with. For an A class show, I would recommend a total performance time somewhere between 4 minutes and 30 seconds and 4 minutes and 50 seconds. For open class, I'd recommend somewhere between 5:30 to 5:50. And for world class, I'd recommend somewhere between 6:30 and 6:50. And I have kind of found that these performance times give you enough time to tell your full story as a show and a production. I don't know that I would go much shorter than these, but they're also short enough that you should have plenty of time still for bringing your ensemble into the performance venue, doing all the setup, doing some troubleshooting in case the electronics don't work correctly the first time, do the full performance. Give the students a little bit of time to enjoy the applause and the reaction from the crowd at the end of their show. And then obviously have enough time to be able to exit and clear that timing line as well without running aground of the interval timeline. So really for me, this is all just math. You kind of have to start with interval time and work backwards of how long does it take to set up? How long does it take to troubleshoot? How long does it take to exit? And then that kind of gives you a window of how long the show can be. And then the last question is, should I be more towards the 4:30 or the 4:50? That kind of depends on how complicated your setup is, how large the ensemble is, how many pieces of equipment or props you need to bring in, how elaborate the sound system is going to be. All those kinds of things factor in. So think about all that. Keep that in mind as you're starting to hone in on how long do you want your show to be this year. One other pro tip, shows almost always run longer than you think they're going to. By the time you start adding things like features and expanding this, we need the visual phrase to be a little bit longer. So if you target kind of the lower bound of this, that always gives you a little bit of flexibility with the extra time in your show. All right, I hope that's helpful. Remember, these are just some recommendations, but they're a good jumping off point for you.